Hello and welcome to Round 2 Front 9 action of the 2024 Carolina Clash, presented by DGA and Another Round. Catch cam today we have Ryker West. Drone footage by FlySense and Bobcat Buckley. Commentary team is Ariel Walker and Autumn Wong. On the card today we have Sarah Hokom from Caldwell, Idaho. Holly Finley from Denver, North Carolina. Keiti from Tartu, Estonia. And Scoggins from Los Angeles, California. Hole 1 is a par 3, 340-foot almost straight shot, but you have to contend with these trees on the right-hand side, and don't let them eat your disc.
First on the box, welcome to the box, Sarah Hokom.
All right, welcome back everybody. It was an exciting first round and even more excited to see how round 2 goes for these ladies. So Sarah going with her traditional forehand. I think it's a great play on this hole. Really just need to get some good distance and push it straight.
Next on the box, welcome to the box, Holly Finley.
Holly's going to show us the backhand line now.
We got so lucky with the weather that weekend.
Agreed. It was incredible. You can definitely get some wind out at Nevin, but it was pretty mild. I don't think we had much at all. Obviously, you can see the trees are pretty still, and it was just basically that the whole weekend. It was great.
Yeah.
Like this, looks like she got a little bit of turn. Held that backhand over.
Welcome to the box, Scoggins.
So these trees kind of lining both sides can be a bit tricky if you get in them, especially the ones on the left. They're big and bushy and they go all the way to the ground. The ones on the right will give you a low ceiling, if anything, if you end up underneath them. So name of the game on this hole is really just to keep it going straight down the fairway.
Yeah.
Might have some first hole jitters going on. Those were 2 great bids for bird.
Yeah. It's about the same spot she was in round 1 too.
Absolutely. Very consistent.
Yeah.
That's great.
hit by
Holly
Holly.
getting that putt going early. All right, hole 2. It's par 3, 366 feet. Off the tee, you're throwing slightly uphill until you hit about here, and then it transitions downhill the rest of the way to the pin. I prefer backhand on this, but I have seen the forehand work pretty well. And it says 366, but it feels pretty far having to throw slightly uphill first.
It does. That blind basket this one's challenging.
Absolutely. Sarah hitting that left side gap, and it just kind of filters back to the middle a little bit. She'll have, looks like a putt for bird.
Mm-hmm. Not getting much turn? Yeah, but had the power to get down there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like maybe she had a little nose up or something, caused it to come out a
Yeah.
little early.
It's a tough, you were saying earlier, to match this elevation going up and then having it descend in the back it's a weird thing to navigate.
Absolutely.
Definitely a good hold too. This is tough.
Mm-hmm. She's probably got, I would say maybe a 50-footer from where Owen just landed, right in front of that wood pile that's just past Holly.
Mm. Great
That's
up.
a very nice up. Sarah looking to give it a bid. She's kind of pinched on this tree, but with her normal straddle putt, shouldn't be a problem. Ooh.
Look good.
That was a great bid. Very close.
This is one you kind of are stoked about a par, but I mean, great getting a birdie. This is really anyone's game.
Absolutely. Just tapping in, finish the hole out. Nice.
We're off to hole 3, par 5. It's 630 feet. Ideally, you want to get around those trees on the left with a backhand, easy, safe shot or a forehand. I personally throw the forehand flex and it sets you up really nicely in the middle of the fairway where you're looking up. We're going to see, I think, a couple of different shots here.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. You really can throw backhand or forehand off this tee. Forehand obviously has to turn over and kind of stay turned over. If you do hyzer out to the right, once you get around the corner, it really pinches off your next shot. But if you go with the backhand like Holly, it's just a stock hyzer, something pretty stable just to keep it going left with a little bit of forward push.
Mm-hmm. Getting up towards that short tee is ideal, but really anything in the middle of this fairway is great.
Yep. I like the height of this.
Yeah.
Pushes up. Yeah, that's very nice.
Great shot.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Owen's a little bit pinched on the right side. She's going to have to make a decision. Personally, for me, from this spot, it turns it into a backhand. A little bit of a backhand turnover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I like that shot. If you can commit to your angle from there, that is... because it does go up and off to the right just a little bit, but
Agreed. And that the shot coming from your second shot from here is just so far. So even if you end up hyzering out a little bit to the left, it just opens it up for that third shot. Yep.
so good.
Yeah. Looks like she was playing for position on that one, more than distance, but where she landed, it'll be an easy next shot for her.
Definitely. Same with Holly. This drive is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine right there.
Alright, so our basket is basically in line with where her bag is, maybe a little farther right, so she's throwing a turnover here. Just trying to get it to hold. Probably throwing a mid, maybe even a putter, depending on how she's feeling.
And I love this shot.
Absolutely. That's a great shot too.
Mm-hmm.
A little cut off behind that tree, but that's so close. She shouldn't have an issue with that.
And Hokom's got a little bit of a distance out, but enough touch and enough execution, she's got it. Perfect.
Yeah, that's very nice. Right, looks like either she maybe caught the tree and sat her down, or she kind of just skidded out to where she is. She's got a long putt. That was a good bid. Holly's having to opt for the straddle to get around this one tree, and she's probably about 15 to 17 away. Not too far.
No. I don't know if anything's too far for that putt. It's so good.
Yeah. Very committed.
Nice little cleanup here.
All right, hole 4, 640 feet. Throwing a backhand off the tee mostly. Getting to hopefully about like right here for your landing zone. Next shot is typically another backhand, right-hand backhand. Something that's going to push a little straight with slight finish at the end. The basket is slightly on the left around that last corner.
Yeah, I agree. I do like the backhand off here. We know Hokom's going to go forehand because she's just a magician, but
Yep.
you're not committing fully on that angle or have something flippy enough that's going to do exactly this.
Yep.
That right side gets hairy. Just that miss is kick any deeper than 60 feet off the fairway and you're looking for a little while.
Yep. Like this is very nice. Push a little bit. Now we got Owen going with the backhand also. And really this tee shot is just placement. You just want to get up to that landing zone that we were just talking about, and then from there you throw a big second shot.
Yeah, and that's great.
Yeah. This fairway has a lot of room left and right, but if you do get off of it, like you were saying, it is kind of jail. It turns it into at least a par, if not worse.
Yeah.
Keiti caught one of those trees that's kind of right in front of Holly, and sat her down, thankfully. Sometimes you will get rollaways if you hit one of those and land wrong, but hers looked okay.
Wow, and Hokom proving us wrong with the forehand. This is a great spot to be.
Yeah.
It's up and around that bend.
This is such a tough shot, especially with the forehand.
Yeah.
Both her and Holly just caught that early corner.
There you go.
Oh, it's very nice. That's probably going to be about 60 feet short or so, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, unfortunate.
Those guardian trees are doing their job a little too
Yeah.
well. Great upshot.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer. Holly just pulled that a bit wide, trying to opt for that backhand to get around the corner. It's hard to see from the angle of the camera, but where she is, it gets pinched very quickly, and that hill in front of her is very, very steep, so, and pretty impossible to throw anything overhand over top of it, so.
Mm-hmm. Good bid.
Absolutely. Oh, so close. I think you mentioned it in the first round, Autumn, but right next to these two holes are a bunch of softball, baseball fields, and so I think you can hear it in the background. It's a nice Saturday morning, and everybody's out playing their sport, doing their thing.
Enjoying the weather. It's nice to see the park in use. Making good on that comeback there. And a little cleanup on hole 4. And on to hole 5, par 4, 630 feet. You ideally want to make this center gap, but there are a couple of poke and hopes on the side. You can go backhand, forehand. I don't hate to see a forehand, just replacement shot, right hand, forehand, but the backhand is usually the textbook idea. You do have OB on that left side if it ever were to come into play. I've only seen it happen to myself hitting that tree right in the middle.
Oh no.
Or you get that one weird kick. But it does go all the way up to that left side, and you'll see that drop zone up there too. But really just getting through the gap or as close to the gap as you can get.
Absolutely. Yeah, Owen just threw an incredible backhand. It looked like she finished middle, if not slightly right, on the fairway, which I think opens up for that next shot. We'll say I do like the forehand on this play, especially if you can push it and more straight. Don't have it finish too hard. It really does open it up.
Oh, filleted.
Oh man, that was so close. It looked great. That is bombed.
Yeah. Oh.
That's awesome.
Ryker was a trooper all weekend catching those catch cam. Target man, I think.
Yeah. All right, so Sarah's on the left side of this fairway. Dead center, kind of where she's aiming in that really light spot. That is middle of the fairway. It looks like she got a little bit unlucky. There are a ton of roots out there, unfortunately, that can definitely do that to a forehand roller.
Yeah. It does, I mean, it does kind of descend on that right side quite a bit. I mean, it's... I like the play of roller, though. Still tough, it is. True woods. True Carolina woods.
That's a pretty good shot. It's a little bit short. She's going to have an uphill putt at it, but she'll be able to give it a bid.
This is a bomb. This is such a good shot off the tee.
Yeah. Caught something kind of high side on the hill.
Get off that. Oh, it's fine.
I think especially with this pin position pushed back into the longer one, this is one of the hardest par fours, at least for the women's division.
Agreed. 100% agreed. It's silly to say, but that extra, I don't know, 100 feet that it is, it makes a difference.
Oh, absolutely. That was a great bid.
Framed up nice.
Ooh.
Another one.
She almost rang that one up. That would have been awesome.
Cleaning up that bogey. We have Finley and Hokom at -4, which is great.
Deanna always putts with her coffee in her other hand.
All right, hole 6, par 5, 805 feet. So you're trying to just throw whatever you can, backhand, forehand, through this gap, have it finish right back there, and then it's another, in my opinion, right hand, backhand, down, finishing off to the left, just short of this creek. There is, as you can see, the OB stakes right at the edge of the creek. It comes up pretty quick, especially since this kind of drops, this fairway drops off down to the left.
Yeah, like you said, you want distance, stay out of that OB on the left side and hit this gap if you can hit it. It is whatever you got.
That's a great spot. I personally like being a little more on that right side, like we just saw hers finish. I think it makes the hyzer into the green a bit easier.
Definitely. And this is a hole that wind can come into play. The time that we're teeing off for FPO, we were so lucky. But get in the middle of the day, 2 o'clock, for the guys' time, there is a chance of good wind out here, good and bad.
That's another great shot. She's playing smart golf too. She played it just short of the sun. Gets to stay in the shade a little bit longer.
Oh, and a little short of the gap that you want to hit. It is slightly elevated going up off the tee, so making that adjustment can be difficult, but she puts in work just to get out there, and she's good. Especially as this is a par 5, coming off of a more difficult par 4.
Oh, fuck. Get out. More tree.
An unfortunate case of the grip lock. Happens to everybody.
Mm-hmm. There is some street OB, so there's a wooden fence on that right side, and I believe we play that as OB fence and over to the right. And if you get that wrong wind, it's coming into play more than you think.
Absolutely. I think Holly's shot just then, it looked like it got caught on some trees, but she got very close to that OB line.
Mm-hmm. The gap, I'd say, is about 80 to 100 feet wide. It's not bad, but if you shorten it a little bit on the left side, it's a harder eagle look than you think for that putt.
Sarah's a bit caught up in these trees, looks like.
Yeah, and these are thick to get around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great shot, though. She'll have a putt at it.
Mm-hmm. Only on the right side of that gap.
Oh, it's a good bid.
I think with the erosion on this hole, they just keep bringing OB slightly in every year.
Yeah. Oh, that was so close.
Good bid. Yeah.
See everybody cleaning up their putts.
All weekend we were looking for that eagle. I think every single time we walked up here, we're like, okay, eagle. Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome.
And a good par save for Hokom. Hole 7, par 4, 520 feet. You are looking at OB on that left side in the creek. Ideally, a right hand forehand would be great, a backhand right hand turnover, but something that is going to either place you off the tee or give you a look for that dogleg right. The backhand turnover play is always my favorite to watch.
That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
She got so far up there too.
Yeah, another hole, if you undercommit on your angle on that backhand turnover, I mean, you're high risk, but high reward if it pays off.
Yeah, I would say the forehand is definitely the safe play. Throw something stable, and you know it's not going to ever get anywhere near that OB line down at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah. If you go too early, that right side it's forgiving, but too early or any grip lock on that right side can be difficult. Definitely plays as a true par 4.
Oh, so close. Looked like she just caught that one tree dead center in the fairway. But this looks favorable. She's got now this right side fairway gap, so see what she can do with it. Oh, and it's so good. She's definitely going to have a putt.
I love this spot. Just clearing that like little V tree that we saw at Hokom's frame. This is...
Own opting for the flex forehand. I like it. It looked like she kind of found herself a bit in the middle of both of the fairways, the left and the right fairway. So it's a tough spot right there. A lot to compete with.
Good decision making, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Good little bid from Hokom. It's really another hole. If you're clean off the tee, the birdie look is there, but super happy with a par too.
Absolutely. That's a great birdie.
And she's heating up.
She is, yeah. She's making it look easy. Don't let her fool you, though. Nevin is no joke. Alright, hole 8. 425-foot par 4. You're just trying to throw something straight for the most part until you get to about here. Hopefully it's usually about a mid or a putter, and then a chip shot down below, down to the green. You do have a little creek right behind it. You might get a little bit of water in it, but typically it's not too bad if you end up behind the basket.
Yeah, I do like the backhand play. I personally opt for a distance drive or forehand and try to keep it low and as straight as you said, Ariel. That's the play for me. I do see a lot of backhand, so you just kind of want to push straight, kind of land a little bit left, and then you'll have that spot. This is one of my favorite holes, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you get this hole, when you get the birdie on it, it is very rewarding. It is very easy on the flip side to take some bigger numbers on it. So Holly opting for the backhand also. bit high. This fairway does eventually work its way downhill. Typically you'll want to throw something pretty neutral, pretty flat. Try to keep that nose angle down just so that it doesn't hyzer out too hard one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Hokom opting for that forehand roller. And I want to see it work so bad, and I know it's coming. This just kind of
that's a fun play.
Yeah, it's if I could see it, I know it's gonna work.
Yeah.
This is true to what it looks like off the fairway at Nevin. Great, smart play just to pitch out and see how far in the middle you can get. But
I agree. It's easy to want to get greedy, try to make up some distance, but it just is not always the best play out here. You can really get yourself into some serious trouble. Sometimes pitching out is just the only way to go. So
yeah,
as
just
a-okay.
the trees. The tree, you got to play with the trees, play around them, but
Yeah.
or you just surrender sometimes and just pitch out. There's no harm. I have seen some throw a fairway or fairway to mid off the tee right to this spot here.
Yeah.
It does get a little bit pinched off, but I don't hate the play, and it's an easy par 4 from there.
Yeah, agreed. Got a little bit of roll action on that, but you can throw forehand or backhand. I think from where she was a little pinched on that right side. I would have preferred to see her throw a backhand turnover.
Yeah.
But it really is whatever you're feeling most comfortable with, just to get it down the fairway.
Definitely. Just matching the grade of this hill is can be difficult. You got the road in the back too. There's a lot of action right here, especially on a Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Ooh, that was a great bid.
And we're notorious for our speed bumps in our parks. We have speed bumps every 100 feet. And we have one right behind this basket. And you'll see it. There's cars slowing down all the time. And they're trying to check out, what is this? Why are they doing this? What are they doing? A good way to grow the sport. You just stick your baskets right near the park roads.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
Just gets it to catch. That's great. Oh, so close. So this is that little creek I was talking about. As you can see today, it is dry, thankfully.
Yes. That thing does hold water, though. I have seen it.
Yep. Right, par cleanup for Holly.
All the volunteers and all the work that was done. This is, I believe Helene came right before Clash.
Mm-hmm.
And you would not know it.
Yeah.
They did a beautiful job. Shout out Mark. You're awesome. Thank you for doing all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 9, par 4. We are going to be playing up to the pink basket on the upper left. So you ideally want to land either before, or if you can bomb something over this creek. Creek is OB. You'll see anybody. I personally like to play before the creek, but you might see some of these ladies here try to get over there.
Yeah, I think the safe play is definitely before the creek. This plays downhill, so you're just trying to throw maybe a fairway or a mid. down to the bottom of the hill. Leave yourself in a good position for the next upshot. Looks like Holly may have ended up on that right side catching something. It's easy to do, like I just mentioned, going downhill. It's easy to kind of flip something up and over on accident, just trying to keep it in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, a lot of mental aspects on this. We traditionally play this as our 18th or 19th hole. And for this to be our hole 9 in the tournament, this is a great little mental battle. You're trying to avoid that OB. You're also trying to stay as straight as you can. For a 540-foot hole, I believe it's like maybe 300 right before that OB.
Oh, nice. Looks like she got a favorable kick. Hate to see it, but completely understandable. Holly just having to pitch out.
And these power lines come into play too. When you get down here, you got the power lines crossing the fairway, you have OB.
Absolutely. And you can't overthink them either. The second you start thinking too much about them, I swear now they're like really in the way.
Yep. You get the one card mate to point them out. And they don't disappear. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great
shot.
up. Yeah. It's hard to tell, but she does have a little bit of a downhill run up. Funny to say that, but just trying to throw it straight through that gap. She did a great job with it.
Yeah. And this is where you're going to typically see a lot of your forehand or backhand players. If you get pinched off to the left, you're going to be competing with some trees. I think, yeah, we're going to see a little bit of forehand action from Owen.
Yeah, you were absolutely right. She just caught one of those trees right across the creek and fortunately had it sit down. Just had to do a little
good sit.
Pitch
Great
up.
sit, especially with that OB though.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of an obstructed putt here, but great upshot.
All right, that's a great birdie.
And this is just one more hole that we could have cars in the back of our putts. Nothing that these ladies can't handle, but love seeing the park getting a lot of use on the Saturday.
Yeah. All right, cleaning it up. And that does it for our front 9 of round 2. You got Holly and Keiti tied for first, Owen in third, and Sarah in fourth. They kept it close right up to the end, I will say that.
Definitely.
All right, we'll catch you on the back 9.